Hi there, my name is Tunde and I have run cleaning businesses for the past 15 years. I said cleaning businesses because I have done different types of cleaning over the last 15 years and I have built up a really strong understanding of what works and what doesn't work. I feel like I have a good understanding of the sector and might hopefully be able to help you in scaling up your business or even getting started. But today I'm talking about four things that you need to bear in mind if you want to scale up your cleaning business. Let's say you've been up and running a year, 6 months or so, and you're looking to project into the next 3, 5 years, and or maybe you want to sell the business and you want to work towards a figure. One of the first things that I would advise you to look at is your location. I strongly believe your location affect how fast you can grow or how far, how big you can get, rather. For example, if you live in a rural environment with less businesses, less house, you're gonna have to travel far out in order to get to a certain number of contracts. So let's say your aim is to have £100,000 contract in the next year. Each contract you have to weigh out what is an average value per customer. If the average value is £500, then you will be needing 200 customers in order to get 100 grand. So how quickly can you put that together? But let's say you're in a dense metropolitan city, let's say you're in London or Manchester in the UK, it will be far different because you have more customers per area. So that means that if you want to grow, you need to also understand if your goals are realistic for the location. If you realize that maybe you won't be able to achieve your goals in your current location, then it's better to start looking into the next location. Maybe if you live close to Manchester, you want to start pitching your business inside Manchester, have a team inside Manchester, so that you have a higher chances of increasing your revenue, reaching that goal. So that's number one. Number two is looking at your contract sizes. Now, unfortunately, you can't pick and choose of this. Sometimes customers come to you when they need, but by saying you want a contract that's like minimum of 4 hours a week, for example, it helps you to know where to look at, and it also really helps to fine-tune your marketing strategy, because if you are accepting any kind of customers, you might accept someone who want cleaning every fortnight, some want cleaning every day, some may want cleaning once a month. You get variety, and you might not be able to cater for all those variety. You might be best off catering for daily cleans or weekly cleans, whichever will suit you. I think you need to look at your schedule, your family life, your ability to manage a team that will be delivering those services. And you might also want to consider looking at bid for contracts, let's say local authority contract. I would say understand what these are before you go into it, because yes, the contract sizes are bigger, but they might cost you a lot more to deliver. And once you sign that contract, you can't come out of it because you will have to pay to come out of it as well. So, and I feel that it's harder to get those large corporate contracts when you're a small business. You often have to pay for a consulting service to help you put forward your bid, and you often need to have a minimum turnover to be able to qualify to apply for that contract as well. So often the case, you are left with small contracts. So the likes of contracts that you can pitch for yourself, maybe knocking on doors, or just the leads you get from Google Ads or LinkedIn ads and stuff like that. So your contract sizes matter, but at least if you know the minimum, you will. Like when I was starting out, I know that minimum of 3 hours a week is what I need, because anything less than 3 hours a week is not viable for me to deliver, because you have to travel there and travel back, and in between you have to do a clean. So you have to consider the viability. You have to decide on that for yourself. The point number three is the type of cleaning that you want to do. Now, the type of cleaning is essential because, like I said, I have been in this sector for 15 years. I've actually done cars, carpet, houses, offices, industrial areas, driveways, rooftop cleaning. I've done a lot, and I feel that carpet cleaning and industrial cleaning have the higher margin, but you have no regular work. You just have got to rely on your network, or maybe if you have a contractor that is usually needing you to finish to clean up after them, you might get more regular work that way. But you have to travel around the country sometimes, or the region that they're working in. So if you're the type that don't want to travel too much, industrial cleaning might not work for you. Carpet cleaning might not work for you either, because the works are so far afield and you need to be able to get to all those jobs and get them done. The cost to have the kits and the vans, the carpet cleaning machine or the jet washing machine, the the infrastructure you need to deliver this service is going to need an investment. So the cleaning I settled for in the end was office cleaning and light commercial cleaning, because light commercial as in like medical cleaning, vets, schools, all those ones were settled for that, because the requirement to deliver those was a lot less, apart from finding staff, which is quite a difficult issue in this modern day. But finding staff, once you can get yourself over that hurdle, then the rest is easy, because it's easier to buy mop and bucket and the cleaning solution. You have to just train your staff and then the job begins. I don't need to buy expensive equipment, and I don't need to lease equipment or anything like that. So you need to understand that third point very clearly, because once you settle in a sector, you just carry on. But if that sector wouldn't pay you, it's better for you to diversify into others very early on, so you know what you're in for. I can tell you now, carpet cleaning is such a great sector to be in, but finding jobs there can be quite hard, because not everybody clean the carpet every day. And you have to convince some people to clean the carpet when they don't really want to. So you need to do a lot more spending on marketing to get that. If you build up a portfolio of past jobs completed, so customers will start to recirculate and start coming back again to you. But also you might find that you prefer doing houses, so domestic might be your thing. There are more domestic customers out there. However, the domestic customers sometimes are not fixed on weekly cleans or fortnight cleans. Sometimes when on holiday or someone's sick, you might be asked to not come in, so your work might not be guaranteed that way. Ultimately, it's down to your nature or what you prefer, the kind of properties you like to clean. So I'll recap. My first point is that you need to understand the location to see whether your goal are achievable in the location you're based. Number two is the size of contract you want. Do you want big contract, fewer big contracts, or do you want many smaller contracts? I prefer many smaller contracts, because then if one customer leaves me, I'm not left with a big hole to fill. And when I have many small customers, they can always grow, and I have seen this happen many times. And that means you can still get big with many small customers, and many small customers you get more recommendations that way. You just have to realize that you have more traveling in between, because you're facilitating work for multiple different people and businesses. So the third point, just to recap, is what I've just said recently, which is the carpet cleaning or house cleaning. Knowing what type of cleaning you really want um, to provide. Sometimes it's down to your skill set, but you can learn any kind of cleaning. That's what I've learned. I didn't know anything about cleaning at the beginning. However, by the time I was 5 years into the process, I've learned all the cleaning. I can teach all my staff what to do, and I was very good at it. But the last point number 4, if you're following, is that to really scale up your business, you need to understand that cleaning by itself is not a very viable business model. So you need to marry it up with things like catering, if that's something you're passionate about, or things like security services, or building services, or facilities management. And this is very essential, because You can have a very big cleaning company, but the fact is, you are going into someone's building. Probably you have keys into their building. Probably you have staff in their building multiple hours. And businesses that I've known, most businesses do not like having many different contractors, unless if it's for resilience purposes, that they want to spread their nest across different contractors so they're not left hanging in the dark if you pack up, for example. But most businesses really want to work with one provider who can do a lot of things. So fact is, if you're already providing cleaning and you're happy, they're happy with you, you're happy with them, you can easily provide another service if you can do that very well. And this is where you can quickly increase your turnover by considering added services. I didn't know this thing for a long time, but the other fact is I'm not really interested in other services. I'm interested in technology. So I'm going the technology route in order to scale up my cleaning business, which is Cleanbo. And there will be some news coming out soon. You've got to find your niche. You've got to understand what you're interested in doing. And I'll say that it is very important that you can navigate your way very quickly at a very early stage. I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to say I'm very grateful. Sorry that the video quality might not be that great, but the information is very essential. If you want to scale up your cleaning business, you really need to understand these facts and understand them early on. I don't think you need to spend 25 years to grow a multi-million-pound business. I think you just need to understand the strategy, and then you can plan yourself likewise. Cleaning businesses have very low margin, and that's why it's a lot tricky to have a successful cleaning business. Most successful cleaning businesses are the ones that are actually small, because they're the ones where you have family run businesses. They're also the cleaners, they do everything themselves, so all the extra margin they have it to themselves. But if you're employing cleaners, you will only be banking on about £2, £3 max per hour profit. And that is nothing. That means for you to employ a manager who you will be paying £3,000 a month to, which is not even a lot, you need to have 3,000 extra hours to grow a business. So cleaning businesses are actually not very profitable when you're looking at the margin. But if you have 100,000 hours of cleaning contract, then you can see that's £300,000 of profit. But you need to be able to scale up to that level. And that's why it's essential that you understand your location. That's why it's important that you know the contract type you need and the type of cleaning you should be getting involved in, and the other services will be a boost to what you already have. So the profit margin I gave you is really for office cleaning, but when you're looking at carpet cleaning, your profit margin becomes something like 50%. So if you're charging an average charge for carpet cleaning is about £30 an hour, and you can make £15 an hour profit. So you can see where you can change. And even industrial cleaning, you can get much more profit margin that way. So I hope this video helps. If it does, please like it and be a subscriber. Hopefully you can get more video like this in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.